Rolling.
Hey, Dick.
Yo.
In the famous words of Sir Mix-a-Lot, even white boys got to shout, "Baby got back." Right?
Yeah, I would agree.
Right?
I think I know where you're going with this, though. Because I've had a moment recently, and normally it's you that's teeing off, but I have some teeing off to do.
Yeah, you're definitely going to be in the driver's seat for this episode. So if anybody cares to comment or follow us, you may do so on Twitter at CTS Terry or at I'm Dick Francisco. You can find Dick on Instagram at the Dick Francisco, and you can find us there by searching for the Catch the Sky podcast or by searching Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever. Just be sure to like or follow to be notified when we post our weekly episodes. Dick, take the wheel. What's going on?
Okay, so I'm going to be living up to my name, I think, because I think some people are definitely going to find me to be a dick about this. But I had a recent experience that shook me so much. I said, T, what in the F? And then to my pleasure, I will say to my pleasure, and thank you for that. You were so oblivious to this. It made me appreciate, first of all, you so much more. And the women in your life so much more. So I'm here to talk about baby talk. And if I stutter
Mr. T
through
don't
this,
play no fools.
if I stutter through this, if you hear like deep breathing or hard swallowing, it's because I do not have an appetite for this. So I'm going to struggle through it, but I really feel like it's a really important topic because I had an experience recently that let me just set the stage, okay? I'm a grown-ass female. I'm a grown-ass human being. I feel like most of our listeners are probably grown-ass people too. And so when I
The analytics tell us that the ages range from the mid-20s to the early
Perfect.
40s.
And that, in my book, is grown-ass. It does not mean that you are mature, but am I? No, we're all a work in progress. But point being, you are a grown-ass human. Let's just say I don't think the analytics are telling us that toddlers are listening to this show. Even though I have tried to encourage that demographic, it ain't happening. So I was out in public. We're just going to keep all locations undisclosed for this story. I was out in a public location and I was having a communication with another grown-ass human being, a female. It's a female that I know. It's a female that I've had plenty of interactions with. And I could tell you her age, not even important. Late 20s, let's just put it in that range. So grown-ass human being. Grown-ass human being. For some time now, not even a new thing. And we were having a grown-ass human being conversation. Enter a man into the situation. A known man on top of it. A man I know. A man this other person knows.
Uh-huh.
And nonetheless, conversation is concluding. And this other person, this other female, needs to exit the scenario. Needs to go home, go somewhere. And suddenly the tone of her voice changes when she communicates with the man who has entered the situation. Now, important to the story, this man is not in a relationship with her, not a boyfriend, not a husband, not anything. Just another man that she knows. And immediately when he says, like I say goodbye, cool, see you later. When he says, "Oh, you're leaving already?" Okay, get ready, everybody, because I'm going to try to do my best impression of this. The tone of her voice changes. And she goes, "Yeah, I got to go home and get a snack." And I was like, whoa, you don't have a speech impediment, bitch. What just happened? And then it was like, "I also need a nap." And I'm like, I'm sorry, what? Hold on. Is she having a medical situation here? So immediately I wanted to solve the medical problem taking place, which was a reversion to a 4-year-old. And then I realized, oh, she's doing this thing that I had to Google and learn is a phenomenon called baby talk. In fact, sexy baby talk is what it's called. Kind of thought it was a one-off until a couple days later, same person, different man, overheard another conversation.
Okay.
And same voice. And same toddler's speech impediment.
So this isn't like Hit Me Daddy.
Yeah. It's
Spit
no,
on
so
me.
yeah.
It's not any of that.
It's not. I really, so I started digging deep on this, right? And it threw me because I think for anyone who's listened to this show long enough, I mean,
don't think babies want to be spit on.
Not only do babies not want to be spit on, but I also think that that our audience knows that Dick Francisco is a strong believer in strong females and our need to be strong females. So I want to put it out there right now that this is nothing to do with being critical of a female's voice. So like high-pitched voices, anything that's normal and natural of who a female is. We've talked about this before and how females get criticized in media, whether it's radio, TV, or otherwise, for the sound of their voices versus men. The things you'll be critical of a man
See
is
the
their
patriarchy
content.
Episode, whatever number that is. Jesus
Whatever
Christ.
number patriarchy is, go to it because that's some real shit that immediately women in media will be harassed for the sound of their voice well before they'll be harassed for the content coming out of their voice. But let me be clear that when you alter your voice to sound like a baby,
the Nielsen ratings go up.
they might, but I have a fucking problem with it. So T, this is why I'm here. Because I need your help as a man. Because arguably the audience for that female who did this recently, and I want to thank her because it made me immediately say, T, we got to talk about this.
Content.
That was my best baby voice right there, by the way. So I thank her for that, but I need to understand the man's situation here because this, and again, I'm not even making this up. This is not a one-off with this female. T, I know you said you hadn't had this experience, but let me just be clear. Most recently, there is a show on Netflix. I have never seen it, but the internet told me about it, and it is called Love is Blind. The purpose of this show, obviously people do not see each other, but they are supposed to fall in love with each other simply by communicating. And there is a particular female on the show that has become infamous, if you will, for her baby talk, that when she is talking normally to a camera, she sounds like an adult human being. As soon as she's communicating with a man, she sounds like a 5-year-old, maybe a 12-year-old child. That is weird. That's weird. And so there was a movie by Lake Bell. She's a great comedian. The movie was called In a World, about voiceovers, and her whole point of that movie was teaching women that they don't need to talk in baby talk. But again, I need to understand the why. So T, you're telling me that you've never had a female do this to you?
No.
They call you daddy though?
Are we turning this into a Love Files deck?
We are. We're 100% going Love Files. I have no issue with daddy. I will invoke the word daddy too. I've had plenty of men ask me to call them daddy, and I have no issue with using that word, but I'm going to sound like a grown-ass human when I say that word.
Yeah.
Right?
You're not going to be like, daddy.
Daddy. Or like say it with a lisp or something. Like again. So this is what I was trying to understand because immediately this is what
You don't want me to
triggered
swap you?
I don't want you to swap me. No, see, gross. Oh my God, I almost just threw up in my mouth. And it's not the bottle of whiskey I drank tonight. 100%. That was just my adverse reaction to speaking like a 5-year-old. But I really want to get to the bottom of this because I think it's really important because I'm a feminist, right? No, I think we've determined I'm not. But nonetheless, I care about females. And I care about them being their best selves because I think it's important for women. I think it's important for men. I think it's important that we all get to be our best selves. And I think...
know what...
No, go for it, T.
I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah. So I started reading about it because I didn't know either. And I really wanted to explore the why. Like, why Why are females doing this with each other too? I've learned like females do this to other females.
What'd you come up with, Dick?
Well, here's what the internet told me a lot of bullshit. Let's just be clear. But primarily it was, and this is where I need your help, T, is that we are taught as females, and I understand this and I know this, that we are supposed to be submissive to men and be non-threatening so that you as a man can feel protective. So here's my question. Do we need to revert back to a child in order for a man to feel less threatened by us as women? Or do you find other ways that a woman can be submissive to you without acting like a child? Because maybe our audience needs to hear those things just in case.
Aside from professional athletes and bodybuilders and the like,
yeah,
no offense,
yeah,
but like 98% of you don't threaten me at all. So
right?
I don't understand why you'd have to take it the extra notch, right?
But what is, you think there's like an element
because I've been told I don't know, I don't want to say aggressive, but like,
sure, you do have some aggressive energy, T. I'm not gonna lie.
Right. It's pretty intense.
But it's kind of intense, but it's also like, okay, I see where you're coming from because you own you, right? It's very you.
Oh yeah. But I don't know. So then I don't know if other people give off that kind of energy and people feel like they have to show their submission somehow.
Yeah,
I
feel
don't know.
like I'm
That's my
trying to
best guess.
figure out what it is in men that makes females feel the need to immediately revert to childlike in order to like receive affection, right? Because I think, so that's what I'm learning. I'm learning that we provide affection to children in general. That is kind of a thing. Whether we actually received this as children is a totally separate episode, right? We can talk about our childhood traumas later. I'm not suggesting I didn't receive love as a child. I'm just pointing out that the idea
Love Files 11.
I love Files 11, childhood traumas. Get ready, mark your calendars, everybody. So I think it's that notion of affection is innate for us with children. And so if women act like children, no matter what, then they won't be rejected, perhaps. And that men will feel secure and manly and like a protector because that's their job, I guess, with children is to be that provider. And I'm just trying to figure out, is that necessary? Does that really bring out the best in us? And then I started looking at my own life and going, damn, okay. Yeah, that must be where I'm going wrong because I'm intimidating as fuck, so I've been told. I'm a turnoff for being capable. And apparently my stature and appearance of a child is immediately diminished when I open my mouth. And then suddenly highly far less attractive than I was when I got started looking like a small child that could sound 5. Craziest thing. But that's this whole high-pitched voice thing. And so I guess that's where I'm just trying to figure out, where do we draw the line of submissive versus infantile? Because I'm 100% on board with submission. Do you like a female that's submissive, T? You like a little of both?
At
back
times.
And forth, right?
Yeah, at times. Other times I like somebody that can kind of put up a fight.
That's what I'm saying.
Or at least
and
pretend to.
Yeah,
Again.
exactly, right? If I walk into the bedroom or otherwise acting like a 7-year-old, and then all of a sudden I'm going to like put up a fight, well, that's just weird. Because now I'm a 7-year-old trying to fight a grown-ass man. No, I kind of feel like that ruins that whole like sexy vibe, right?
Yeah. You talking about 7-year-olds in the bedroom is really going to get this show canceled pretty fast.
Yeah, show is canceled immediately. So that's what I'm getting at. Thank you, T. Thank you. Because I kind of feel like a bitch laying in bed saying, oh, I'm just weighing in bed. I'm like, oh God, I just almost threw up in my mouth again. And 100% not the whiskey. Although, what a bad decision tonight. Nonetheless, questionable. We'll just call it questionable. Let's just say that that's what you hear on the other end of your conversation. Phone call, in the room, whatever. How turned on are you by that voice laying in your bed?
Yeah. I guess definitely you'd have to paint a picture of the person on the other end. I mean, it's not. I'm not turned on by the voice, but again,
Right?
I mean, I could probably. I've fought through worse.
So that's okay. That's
I lost
helpful.
a condom up inside somebody one time and had to fish it out.
We're putting it at that equivalency.
It's
A condom fishing story of like I fought through worse to fish out
I literally
a condom.
had to get. I was up there with 2 fingers so far, and I had to I had to pinch it and pull it out. I don't know how the fuck it got all the way up there.
I want to meet her because it sounds like she goes deep. Shit.
I mean, Daddy goes deep.
Well, yeah, but she gave you depth to cover. I'm into her, whoever she is. So I'm just saying, I wanted to shake her hand. Because it sounded like that fishing expedition was late and long and, challenging. And so I'm into her, right? Because that doesn't sound like a bitch that lays in bed and talks like a baby,
No.
right? That's a bitch that says good fucking luck, right? That ocean is deep. So, yeah. Okay. So, all right. So here's where I'm at.
Oh, God. So, hang on. Before you
Nope.
go on any
Do
further.
it. Tell
Oh,
me.
God. That same woman had, now that you say it, she had, it was just her voice, though. But it was really, really high pitched. Really, yeah, almost kind of close to what you're talking about. But it was just like that, all the time, from what I know. Unless maybe that's just how she was talking to me the whole time.
Great segue, though, because that's exactly, and I know I covered it briefly earlier, but that's the whole point is this isn't about the female voice that's natural, right? I have been criticized in the past plenty of times for sounding like a child. And back in the day when I used to do this thing called singing, I was a soprano. So my voice super freaking high, especially my singing
What am
voice.
I?
And I'm small.
I don't know how these work.
I would put you in that between an alto and a bass. Don't get mad about alto because that's a little higher pitched, but I think you could hit alto because I've heard you sing at karaoke. But you can also 100% pull off bass, T.
Well, yeah.
You aren't totally baritone, but not many.
Is that
dudes
lower
are.
than bass?
Yeah. So here's my thing, though. What a great segue, though, because this is all about that. Why are we just picking on female voices, right? And what about dude voices? Well, okay. So this is also what the internet told me. First of all, I'm not here to pick on a female who has a naturally high-pitched voice. Absolutely 100% not. I'm all about the natural. You all know that. All natural. I don't need your makeup. I don't need your hair coloring. I don't need you to change your voice.
I don't need your adult diapers.
I don't need your adult diapers. Loud and proud, wear it, free, be free, free ball, free pussy, free everything, right?
Yeah, shit on the floor.
Shit on the floor. You know what? You do you. I just want people to do them. That's where I'm at. But that whole altering thing for a reason, I'm just trying to explore it, right? But here's what the internet also told me. Might be a strange thing when a female is doing it for the sake of helping a man feel more secure in himself. First of all, y'all better figure that out. So stop. Just stop. Break the cycle. But Psychology Today and everyone else tells me that baby talk in a couple when both partners are doing it is healthy. What? Why do I need baby talk? Why do I need baby talk in my coupling? Caveat to that, I can't say that I am the best person to give relationship advice. Therefore, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, and baby talk is where I went wrong or lack thereof. But I'm told that baby talkers are actually happier in their relationships. I'm sorry, what? T, help me. Help me here. Can you help me?
Well, does it count if I talk to my animals like this on occasion?
That's right, because you do talk to your animals like that, and that freaks me the fuck out too.
But it's little Franklin.
I know, and you
Look
do.
at his
That's
little
so
fuzzy
right.
head.
You're so good at that.
Look at his little fuzzy head.
I know, you do talk to them like that. Shit, I suck at that too.
Look at his little fuzzy head.
Okay, what about pet names?
What?
Do you do pet names?
Like what?
Like calling a significant
sugar
other in
tits?
your life, like cupcakes, sweetie pie, sugar tits, whatever.
Sugar
Honey
pussy.
bun.
Sugar pussy is a
Sugar
good
pussy.
one. I like sugar pussy.
Yeah, is that what you're using these days? Sugar pussy?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
I don't know if that one counts because that's such a good one. But no, for real, do you get into pet names?
I mean, sugar pussy.
I don't know why we thought we could pull off a conversation about this, but let's just be clear, everyone. We obviously are just raising a red flag here, okay? We are not qualified to have this conversation. I just had a situation that really racked me and made me feel bad for a human being on the other end, receiving end of a female talking like a baby who's a grown-ass person. But I'm trying here, and I was curious if to use his pet names other than Sugar Pussy. If Sugar Pussy's the only one you use, no problem.
I mean, babe and honey and
Yeah.
sweet stuff.
Okay, so
those
you
come in
subscribe to the pet name, right?
every now and then. Yeah, but I
Yeah.
really, well, I haven't dusted off sugar pussy in a while, but now that I reminded myself
feel like
of it,
you're
I'm
going
glad
to
that we had this conversation.
Yeah.
Because it's coming out.
It's coming back. Well, let's just, whoever she is, she's a lucky woman, right?
Oh,
Who's
she
going to
knows
be called
who she
Sugar
is.
Pussy soon. So Psychology Today told me that although it may seem silly, pet names serve an important function in forging a loving bond between two people. So, in honor of that.
Pussy.
Yeah. But I feel like just using pussy is probably not a pet name, right?
No, it's sugar pussy.
Sugar Pussy. Got it. Noted. Even if it's a child saying it?
Pussy.
Either way.
The children shouldn't be saying that. Is that a child in the thing?
I think it is.
Pussy.
Yeah, that 100% sounds like a child. Or it's a woman doing baby talk.
Right.
I'm confused to these days.
Yeah.
So, this is the other thing I've heard, is that baby talking makes men seem more loyal. So, this is now going to not just women doing baby talk, but men doing baby talk too, which is also known as the girlfriend voice. Look it up, everybody. There's an SNL skit with, what's his face? Seth Rogen, I believe, is in this skit. And it's the equivalent of when women do baby talk, it's men doing the girlfriend voice that suggests that men with a deeper voice are more likely to cheat. Therefore, men put on the girlfriend voice to seem more loyal.
I don't know what the girlfriend voice is. Enlighten me.
So my understanding of the girlfriend voice is, this is where the psychology gets confusing, because a man with a deeper voice. So we were just talking about, that bass baritone voice. Women have been found to be more attracted to deeper voices, right? So this comes back to really the basics of sexual attraction, heterosexual sexual attraction,
Okay.
which is the deeper the voice, the more masculine, the more capable of protecting, providing, all of those things. No different than why women are talking like babies and trying to have high-pitched voices, because there is some correlation to men hearing a high-pitched voice and thinking that a female is smaller, cuter, like all those things that you would find attractive, which is also very interesting. And so just based on voice. However, it is also suggested that those masculine voices are perceived that those men are more likely to cheat, so less loyal. So men put on what is called the girlfriend voice when they're talking to their girlfriends, which is a higher pitched tone that is soothing for reassurance in that moment to create like that concept of fidelity, like, hey, baby, kind of thing, like, oh, what are you doing?
Maybe this is why all of my relationships have failed.
Yeah, because you don't change your voice, right? And you keep your low, deeper voice.
Yeah.
It immediately like makes women skeptical that you're cheating on them. What in the actual fuck? Literally, this is what the internet's telling me.
Even if I'm not talking about a fidelity-related issue?
Absolutely. Even if it's not about that at all. Yep.
Oh, well. Fuck
So
me, right?
that brings me to my conclusion, T, which is, first of all, I don't know what the fuck. How do we break the cycle of this weirdness? I feel like men have to appreciate a strong female and not be threatened. But like women also have to like acknowledge that, hey, if a dude is talking to you like this and going, oh, hey, baby, he's probably fucking around on you. Right? Like a man using the girlfriend voice is actually the opposite of what you think it is. If a dude puts on the girlfriend voice, 100% that motherfucker is cheating on you.
Yeah,
He's probably cheating on you right there in that moment. He's probably like, hold on. I got to talk to my girlfriend real quick. Hey, baby.
Right.
Like literally.
Jesus.
Girlfriend voice 100% means he's cheating on you, ladies. Let's just be clear.
Wow.
I know, but sexy baby talk voice, dudes, that means she has motherfucking daddy issues and run now because that shit ain't going to get any better. It might sound like sexy in this moment because something is triggering in your like primal hormones, but don't fucking marry that shit because you're going to have to put up with it for like years. And then you're going to at some point be like, this is the mother of my children or this is my fucking wife. Why does she still sound like a 7-year-old? I don't think I'm a pedophile, but you might be a pedophile.
I was going to say I'm into the daddy issues.
Yeah. Daddy issues 100%. But that whole like, I need to sound like a child forever thing.
No.
Guys, run. Women have to not be afraid to be strong and like just be themselves and like learn how to be appropriately submissive without altering their entire freaking persona. Like you can be a competent female and be submissive.
Right. Like
I was about to say watch, but this is just
by
audio.
A paddle
so.
that says slut on it and it leaves
100%,
an imprint on your ass, right? I mean, this is, that's...
Or when someone says bend over, you say, okay. Or like, do this. Okay. Or I want it this way. Okay.
Right.
Like there's plenty of ways to be submissive. There's the whole like, let me do this until you can't take it anymore. Okay.
Right.
I'm not trying to get us X-rated here. I'm just trying to point out that there's plenty of ways to be submissive, specifically sexually, without having to.
This is like a Love Files 10.5 right here.
We just 10.5 that. that was a on the Richter scale.
No, I'm just saying this is like we haven't quite gotten to Love Files 11 yet, but we
didn't earn 11 yet.
Yeah, we're like
in the in-between stage.
Yeah, this is like Lion King 1.5. That was really a thing.
Yeah.
That's
it's
like
the
what this
equivalent
is.
of that, for sure.
We're just in between 10 and 11.
Yeah, this is like a Love Files 101, trying to just drop some knowledge and advice, which is cut the baby talk, bitches. It's not needed. Hey, dudes, don't need your girlfriend voice because that means you're cheating on me. And I think we've covered this before on the show that cheating isn't a thing in my world, but in most people's world it is. So like cut the girlfriend voice if you're trying to like not sound like a cheater, because all you're doing is sounding like a cheater. And at the end of the day, there's plenty of ways for both of y'all to be submissive, and it doesn't require talking like a small fucking child. You can be a competent human being and still submit. Get on your back, bitches.
Submit.
That's all I got, T.
All right. Well, if you enjoyed
Thank
this
you for letting me
episode-
tee off tonight.
Yeah, no problem. I enjoyed it. We can add it to the teeing off playlist.
Thank you. /Love Files 10.5. I really did just need to get that off my chest. If anyone else has had this experience of being present for sexy baby talk, I feel you. And if you're doing sexy baby talk, look, you can quit now. It's never too late to quit.
Right. Grow up.
But you ain't got to do it. I promise you, your man ain't into it, even if he's acting like he is. I promise you he's not. And as soon as he stops listening to your voice, he's thinking of every other fucking competent human being, specifically female, that he can fuck that's not you. So
Grow up.
Grow up.
If you enjoyed this episode, you may find us on Twitter at CTS Terry or at I'm Dick Francisco. You can find Dick on Instagram at the Dick Francisco. And you may find us on Instagram, Facebook, or wherever podcasts are available by searching for the Catch the Sky podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe to be notified when we drop our weekly episodes. And until next week, keep trying to catch the sky.